Hello everyone, happy Friday. Welcome back to another health and wellness video. My name is Jennifer Maharaj and today we are talking about how do you overcome fear? Fear of the unknown, fear of starting something new, or just maybe fear of living life as it is because you have all these limiting beliefs. So here are my 3 steps that I want to share with you today on how we can overcome fear. The first being is one of the most important steps is to acknowledge, identify, and embrace and accept the fear for what it is. And I say this about every emotion that you may feel, but fear, you definitely have to acknowledge it and be able to understand it. Why are you feeling fear? What are those things that are triggering you? What exactly are you fearful of? What thoughts make you fearful when you think of those situations? Just identify it, acknowledge that what it is that you're feeling within your heart and why you may be feeling like that. Try to figure out some of the triggers associated with that fear. Once you begin to identify and truly become aware of that fear and truly begin to understand it, then you can face it, which is the next step. Now that you have acknowledged and identified what that fear is and exactly how it's making you feel, acknowledging all those feelings will help you to become more aware so you can achieve the second step, which is to face those fears head on. Now that you've acknowledged it, now try to decipher of all the situations that you're thinking of. Think of all the scenarios that you're replaying in your head associated to that fear. So for me, for instance, my fear was always about being diagnosed with Parkinson's, and I had so many fears attached to that about being in a wheelchair, not being able to walk, not being able to do things with my children. So I had to face those fears head on through a practice of mindfulness and meditation, a consistent practice where I replayed all these scenarios in my head. I thought about them, but then I released them. I just let them melt away. And I just let it go out of my universe, out of my energy. And that was done because I was aware in that moment. I was tapping into my self-consciousness and I was able to truly reflect and think about that fear and have a different mind and perspective towards it. And that's what it's all about, is reframing the situation. And if you're able to face those fears head on by reframing the situation, which brings me to my third step, which is really about replacing those fears with something positive. Inviting a beautiful memory or thought, anything that brings you bliss and happiness, think about that. Replace that fear with those thoughts, or replace those fears with creativity. Pick up a hobby, do something that you love, and you will see eventually your fears will begin to melt away. Once you have begun to face them head on and then replace them with something a little more positive or with something that makes you truly happy and brings bliss and joy into your heart and into your life, then those fears slowly begin to melt away and those fears won't be there to bother you anymore. So those 3 steps again, the first being to acknowledge, identify, and just come to terms with the fear. Figure out exactly what's triggering it and just begin to be aware of it and understand it. Invite it and make space for it within your heart. I say that with every emotion that you feel, you have to be able to feel every emotion for what it is in order to truly begin releasing them in a healthy way and in an appropriate way. The second step is facing it head on. Now that may actually mean for some of you going out there and doing it. So maybe you've been thinking about opening up that store or buying that property. Hey, take the leap and go for it. Now that you've identified the fear, you sort of come to terms with all the scenarios and all the things that could play out, maybe just jumping right into it. If it's not that type of situation, it's really just about being able to face them head on within your self-conscious, within yourself, being able to reflect and be aware. And the third step, which is really a lifeline for life in general, is about replacing it with something positive. And I truly, truly believe in always striving for a consistent positive mindset, because that will help you to overcome anything in life, including your fears. So have those beautiful, good thoughts. Speak life into yourself. Manifest those thoughts. Do your affirmations every morning, replacing those words of fear with words of courage, determination, and success. And I guarantee you, you will begin to overcome your fears in a healthy way where you can truly release them. So I hope you found today's lessons valuable. These are just my experience. These aren't textbook strategies and tips I'm giving you. This is just how I've been dealing with my fears. And my goal is to always empower, inspire, and just bring information and education to you in any possible way. And I always like to continue learning myself. So again, thank you all for joining in today to our health and wellness video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in my next video. And make it a good day. Happy Friday, everyone.